Nintendo Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Rock Count Out, the only pro wrestling podcast that countdowns wrestling stuff right here. YouTube.com/Steve and Larson.
You were supposed to let me do that.
I know. You need to take the initiative.
You just keep rambling on.
Well, next time say Larson here.
Well, that's not how it goes.
You want to try it real quick?
No.
It's unnatural.
It would just feel weird. It would feel
Unnatural.
strange. It would feel very strange. I'm not interested in it.
No
really.
good. It's like putting 2 hard-boiled eggs in your mouth. Just weird. A little weird. Why would you do that? Don't do that. And then you get the middle. Anyways, continue on with...
I've already moved on to other things, so you can do whatever you're doing.
All right, so anyways, yesterday was the longest Royal Rumble. And oh boy, was it... I don't know. It's
the greatest?
Wednesday. Maybe it's the greatest. Maybe it's the worst. I don't know. We're sitting here on Wednesday. Damn thing ain't happening until 2 days from now. But to them, watching this...
It's already happened.
It's in the past.
Yeah.
So maybe it was great. Maybe it was crap. I don't know. This is a list about losers. About the worst Royal Rumble winners.
They won the match.
Yeah, but they're all losers.
No, they just weren't the best winners.
That's fine. Anyways, we do have another video up right now. It went up at the same time as this one. Top 10 winners. And I know a lot of, like last week we did this, it was winners and losers of the Superstar Shakeup. And losers outperformed the winners.
Yeah.
So I think people like negative stuff and not positive stuff. So I'm going to say, hey, go check out that other video. It's really great.
Yeah.
Anyways. Rumble, greatest Rumble winners.
Yeah, got
us thinking, what about the opposite of that? Let's do another video. Rumble, the worst Rumble winners.
Yeah.
Not everybody's a loser. People who don't win, like there's been a lot of Rumble losers.
Yeah.
I guess we could do like the quickest eliminations, but I don't want to do that. It's research.
I mean, there's not much to say other than someone got eliminated in 2 seconds, you know?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Anyway, this is the list of the 10 worst Rumble winners. Of course, criteria, as always.
For worst
usually
for
for best
losers?
List, best list is being good.
Yeah.
So it would be the opposite.
Being bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Legacy or lack thereof.
Lack of legacy.
And then
people
kayfabe.
Forgetting about you.
Yes, kayfabe.
Oh, well, no, this actually qualifies here too, because part of this list includes, or part of the qualifications for this list, in terms of kayfabe, includes what happened after the fact. So did they go on to, great glory? Probably not, because these are a bunch of, crap winners. Here we go. Number 10. You'll see what I'm talking about. Number 10.
10.
Alberto Del Rio.
You really liked Del Rio back then.
I didn't. I don't know why you keep saying that.
You were so disappointed when he eventually lost at WrestleMania to Edge because you were.
Take it back, or I'm not doing it.
It's the truth. It's just the truth.
Take it back, or I'm not doing the podcast.
I refuse to take it back.
Stop telling lies.
It's not a lie. You used to have his theme song on your phone as a ringtone. It's okay, Steve.
It's not okay.
Your opinion can change. At a certain point in your life, you were into Alberto Del Rio. You liked the personal ring announcer. You liked the fancy cars.
How are those not? How do you not like those? Those are amazing things. Those
he
are
had
fantastic.
all the elements to be over, and yet it never quite happened.
Never did happen. I really wanted him to be over.
I know.
I really wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
And now he couldn't. Now he can't even get hired by Impact.
Well, he was hired by them. He didn't bother showing up to a show.
He can't
and was
stay hired
relieved
by
of his
Impact.
Impact duties.
Yeah, man.
So this was the 2011 Rumble. Up to that point, the largest Rumble. 40 men.
Up to 2 days ago, it was the largest Rumble, yeah.
He won this match, went on to face Edge in the opening match at WrestleMania that year.
For the World Heavyweight Championship,
Lost
the big gold belt.
Because it was Edge's final match because he had to retire. So WWE said, Edge, to acknowledge and show thanks for your remarkable career, the most decorated champion in WWE history, we'll let you go out on top, retain the title. And for some reason, he and Christian went up to the stage and destroyed one of Alberto's cars.
This was one of those weird, I thought you're a face and you're supposed to be cool. You're supposed to be good. And they just, they won. And then they went up and, like you said, they just, started marking up his car and defacing it and, keying it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you just won. You have the World Heavyweight Championship. It didn't make a sense to me.
Del Rio entered at 38, was in the ring of all of 9.5 minutes. Yes. And won the match.
And so apparently, from what I read, this was supposed to be, that Mania was supposed to be a title win for him. Mm-hmm. And I guess Edge, maybe I'm wrong about this, but if I recall correctly, Edge had never successfully retained a heavyweight title or world title or just a title in general at Mania.
Yeah.
Which seems like a very specific thing. And Really? Does he need that? I mean, I know he's retiring, but does he really need that?
I don't know.
No. Anyways, he retired. Del Rio really never gained much more steam after that.
They tried.
Not for lack of trying.
He had the WWE title a couple times after that.
Probably.
Cashed in on CM Punk at SummerSlam, I think the following SummerSlam.
Oh, that was, okay.
Yeah. I mean, after this, he won Money in the Bank, cashed in, had the belt till Survivor Series.
So never mind. He had plenty after this. Okay.
Yes.
Boy, they really did try with him.
Even when he came back, they put the U.S. title on him right away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, by beating Cena with like a kick. Oh, man. And now he can't stay hired by Impact. I'm telling you, man, I was worried. I was legit worried that him leaving Impact or him getting fired from Impact was a sign of him showing up to SmackDown. I was really worried
You were
about that.
expecting him to be at the SmackDown after Mania.
I was. Didn't happen.
Maybe he showed up at the largest Royal Rumble.
Maybe he did. Maybe he won the thing. Oh, man. Anything can happen. It's scary. I'm on Alberto El Patron watch. Hey, you know what? But I had such a good time during that Impact Live show.
Yeah.
Where he sat. What did he say in the middle of that ring, Larson? Afterwards of the promo? I'm going to die in the middle of an Impact ring.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not going to last another 2 months.
Yeah. He seemed to be having a really good time, though.
He really did.
Anyways,
number 9. Batista in 2014.
This really wasn't Batista's fault.
No, it wasn't.
He was booed simply because he and pretty much everybody else in this match wasn't Daniel Bryan.
Including a returning Rey Mysterio.
Number 30.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to be in the main event at WrestleMania because he was over like few people have ever been over.
Yeah.
He deserved that spot.
Yes.
He opened this Rumble losing to Bray Wyatt.
Right.
In a pretty good match. And so as entrants made their way to the ring, as the numbers started getting closer to 30, the crowd was getting incredibly anxious about Daniel Bryan being in this Rumble.
Yeah.
Batista entered at number 28, I believe. He was a couple weeks prior. He returned to Raw. And while he was welcomed back by the Authority, he came back as a face.
Yeah.
Which he said wasn't his idea, not what he wanted.
Right, yeah.
He wanted to come back as a heel.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he recognized, I don't know if he'd been watching the product, that Daniel Bryan was incredibly over.
He understood.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, I'll do it. So he came back, entered at number 28, last eliminated Roman Reigns. It'd be a common theme, I think, in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
He's been eliminated last in the Rumble 3 times. It's weird.
I mean, Brett Favre has like the most number of interceptions and the most number of touchdowns or whatever.
He did for a while. I think Peyton Manning passed.
Okay.
And then when he won, he was booed simply because he was not Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. I mean, and to his credit, that did lead to Daniel Bryan going on to beat both him and Randy Orton in the main event at WrestleMania that year. And so it led to a really good story, but I really like Batista. Mm-hmm. And boy, they really didn't use him properly, which is crazy because he's totally a Triple H guy. And you think that Triple H,
I know,
is just one of the misfires, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it's funny how diplomatic Batista has been about that over the years, or in the years since. In that saying, I tried to tell him, and they wouldn't listen to me, but whatever. And he still wants to come back.
Mm-hmm. He wants one last program with Triple H.
Yeah.
He's not in Blade Runner very much, but he's really good in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, you do.
I gotta watch that movie.
It's an interesting film. I want to talk to you about it.
Okay. Sounds good. Well,
So
you need
you
to
should
watch.
watch it.
You need to watch Phantom Thread. So
Okay, we can do that too. I'll try
The
to do it
tea
this
is
weekend.
leaving the room,
Stop with the lines.
but the interruption remains with me.
I want to hear these line readings for myself and to enjoy them without having you spoiling them.
You're a bastard.
Enough.
You say when you tell me that I'm a Del Rio fan, it's you're a bastard in a basket.
You can't. It's what it was, Steve. It's fine.
You're a bastard in a basket.
It's fine.
Man, it's okay to take
You used
a
to really
chance
like
once
Sheamus too.
No, I didn't.
You had his theme song on your phone too.
What's with me and theme songs on my phone?
I don't know.
Number 8.
8.
Oh, no. Sheamus. It's Sheamus.
It's Sheamus. This is 2012 when he won the Rumble, last eliminating Chris Jericho.
I don't remember ever popping for him, though. That's the thing about Sheamus.
No, I don't know if you actually ever liked Sheamus. He was like his theme song.
It's a dreadful thing. Lobster head. Yeah.
And it seemed, I think Jericho was a surprise entrant in this Rumble.
Yeah, he was.
He was in the Rumble forever. He was in this match for a long time.
That's right. It was great.
And I remember the time reading that it was down to like who was going to win, down to Sheamus and Jericho. Because this is the year Jericho had that program with CM Punk for the title at Mania. But in the end, they went with Sheamus, and then Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship in 18 seconds.
And I think, wasn't that the opening match as well? I want to say it was. What is with that big gold belt in the opening match on shows?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's dumb. And it's on top of that, it's Sheamus. I remember being very underwhelmed. I remember watching that and being very underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Where did we watch that at? Was that at your place?
Might have been.
Was there a time when we did the Rumble at your place?
Yeah, we did the Rumble. I don't know if it was this one. I think it was a later one.
Okay.
Hold on.
You have notes about that? How do you have notes about that?
I keep copious notes about all
So
pay-per-views I
weird.
watch and where I watch them.
All right, number 7.
7.
Steve Austin in 1997. What?
Again, this has nothing to do with his actual performance because he...
Look at this picture of him. That was great.
I know.
That
he was limiting
amazing.
everybody to start the match.
Yeah.
And he was up on the top turnbuckle looking at a fake watch on his wrist, waiting for someone else to come in. And that great gif of him when Bret Hart finally comes in.
War Games.
Fantastic. Anyways, the problem with this match was that it was a messy ending.
And led to an even messier Mania run.
It was a hot mess.
I mean, the one silver lining is that it did lead to Stone Cold versus Bret Hart in that classic match at WrestleMania that year.
Yes.
However, Stone Cold won this match, but he had been eliminated. He had been eliminated during the match. Came back in. The refs hadn't seen. He won the match. The next night on Raw, the refs went back and said, "Nope, you're eliminated, so you do not win the Rumble match."
Running parallel to this, HBK defeated Sid for the WWF title at that Rumble, and then a matter of weeks later, vacated that title due to a knee injury and/or losing his smile.
Yeah, I really want to put up the Kevin Nash booking.
Yeah, that would make
GIF
sense
right here. Yeah,
and so they had a fatal 4-way match, I think, for the title, won by Bret Hart. The following week, he lost it to Sid.
I'm very impressed with you right now.
And then Sid main evented WrestleMania 13 against The Undertaker, where Undertaker won the belt.
Yeah.
It was a convoluted mess.
Oh, it was an absolute mess. And I think they didn't even figure most of this stuff out until like the Raw before Mania or something like that. Like I remember it was like just a mess. Okay, here's Mania.
Yeah, WrestleMania 13 is not good.
No, it isn't. It's not good, except for that one match.
Yeah, it's noteworthy for one match, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Steve Austin. Nothing against him. The booking in this match.
And his performance was great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, look at this picture. It's fantastic. I love doing this live to tape because we could do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, number 6.
6.
Yokozuna. Beyond the fact that it was Yokozuna, this was just a down. This is a down period. What year was this? What was the problem?
93.
Yeah, I don't. What was the fascination Vince had with Yokozuna?
Well, I think it was a monster heel.
Yeah, I know.
Because he entered at 27 that year.
1993.
Isn't that what I said?
I
I said 93.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He entered at number 27, eliminated 7 people. So they were trying to establish him as a monster heel.
Well, I think that's the baseline. You're a monster if you can eliminate 7 people.
Yeah.
Because Hogan established that.
Yeah. And he went on to main event WrestleMania 9 against Bret Hart, where he won the match. And then Hogan came out because there was some injustice. I think Mr. Fuji threw powder or something in Bret's eyes, which led to Yokozuna winning the title.
Whenever Hogan was around, there was always either flash paper or powder.
But like Hogan comes out to protest this injustice and tell the ref, this can't stand.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And rather than having the ref restart the match, he somehow talks his way into having his own title match, defeats Yokozuna. In his mind, I'm guessing, righting the wrong. Which doesn't make any sense.
No, because Bret Hart's left saying, wait a second, I'm the one who got screwed.
I was the one that got screwed twice.
Yeah.
I lost my title because I got screwed out of it because I got powder in the eyes. And then Hogan comes in.
Yeah.
Politics the ref in plain view of the entire audience.
Yeah.
Gets himself his own title match.
He politics. It was the most public wrestling politicking ever.
He pretty much could have brought out his contract and said creative control.
Exactly.
And gets his own title match, leaves WrestleMania 9 with that title, and Bret's like,
yeah.
What about, I'm the one that was done wrong here. And then you did, Hogan, you did me wrong again. What about Bret?
Hey, what's your favorite Hogan politicking story?
Oh, it's Starrcade 97. Far and away.
So he tells Nick Patrick, because the plan is Sting is supposed to get screwed.
This is a year story they're telling. It lasted the entire year.
Right.
And there's only one logical conclusion. Sting beats Hogan for the WCW title.
And so Nick Patrick is supposed to do a fast 3 count, like a way too fast 3 count. And when Hogan pins Sting, Bret Hart comes down and says, "No, I've been screwed before. Just kick it back, restart the match." That was a fast count. Sting wins, right? But Hogan got into the ear of Nick Patrick and says, "Hey, don't make it a fast count.
Yeah,
make it a normal count," making him look better, and which made no sense for Bret Hart then to come out. And Nick Patrick said, "I went with the guy who I thought had the power."
Yeah.
So he did a normal count.
Even before that, he was trying to lobby Bischoff to have him retain or something like that. It's ridiculous.
So bad. It's so bad. And Yokozuna got caught up in all that. So, yeah, that culminated in Yokozuna, like the next Mania 10 finally.
Walking in as champion only for Bret to beat him in the main event.
Because Yokozuna beat Hogan later on that year in June with, again, some powder to the eyes or a flash paper or whatever it was.
That was the exploding camera, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the exploding camera. That's right. Oh, that's great. Where does Hogan come up with all these things? Because I assume it's him.
I mean, he has creative control, so yeah.
Listen, brother, what we're gonna do with those big?
Look, I went to this Halloween store and found this cool gimmick called exploding camera, brother.
Called exploding camera. Oh man, number 5. Triple H 2016.
Second time the WWE title has gone to the winner of the Rumble.
Yeah.
This was the year that they were, again, trying to give Roman Reigns his coronation as top guy in the company.
Mm-hmm.
And so Roman, to a great pop from a Philadelphia crowd who just, we'll get to this later, earlier that year, booed the heck out of him for winning the Rumble.
Yeah.
Popped for him when he beat Sheamus for the title because he punched Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
And so through some devious machinations, Triple H forced Reigns to vacate the title and said, "Oh, no, sorry. Reigns had the title," and said, "But no, instead of the winner of the Rumble being number 1 contender, winner of the Rumble is new WWE champion."
You're going to essentially defend it within the Rumble.
Yeah, and then Roman Reigns beat the heck out of Triple H. Triple H disappeared for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, surprise entered at 30, I believe, comes in, eliminates Reigns, starts crotch chopping him.
Triple H cannot help himself from trying to get over with the fans. He can't help himself.
He's got a massive pop when he comes out.
He got a huge pop, exactly. And even I popped. I mean, I know he's on this list and everything, but mainly it's because at this point they really should have been using proxies because it also led to a really bad match for like a 27-minute match. It was really bad at WrestleMania 32 where Reigns finally won the title again. But it seemed to kill some, because up until this point, up until it was decided that Roman Reigns was going to have to defend it within the Rumble match, his short reign was decent.
Yeah.
Like we popped for it. It was a lot of fun. He won it off of Sheamus. They had some good stuff. And
this was also the Rumble where I think Reigns was forced to enter at number 1.
Yeah.
And then the League of Nations laid him out to the announce
and
table.
he was gone half the match. Yeah, exactly. So it's not even as if people got to, that was the one thing that we said about Roman Reigns, is that if he lasted the entire match in impressive fashion, then the crowd would have been like, "Oh my God, this guy's putting out an Iron Man-esque performance." Yeah. But they didn't do that. They had him sleep.
Yep.
And so there was that aspect to it. There was also the aspect to like the fact that it didn't even come down to Reigns versus Triple H, because Triple H eliminated Reigns after Dean Ambrose eliminated Sheamus, and so it went down to Triple H and Dean Ambrose. So Reigns got eliminated, and the commentary said, "Oh, Reigns is no longer champion." It's like, okay, well,
there was a drama.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess the idea was probably Dean was one of, if not the most popular wrestlers around, and so
it made even less sense for Triple H not to put Dean Ambrose over, because then if Dean goes over and he wins the title, then you have some inherent drama. Two best friends, brothers. Then have to fight over the world title.
Yeah. In principle, I understand the idea of Triple H putting the belt on himself, or Vince putting the belt on Triple H, thinking, okay, well, Triple H is well regarded as a heel in this industry. He can get heat, and people will maybe cheer when Reigns wins his title at WrestleMania. It just didn't pan out. Part of it was Triple H crotch chopping and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He was, knowingly or not, getting himself over with the crowd.
The thing, like, people are so used these days. People are so used to popping for Triple H's theme song. They really are, and part of it is Pavlovian. And the fact that he comes out the age he's far beyond even the point of having legacy pop. You know, the dude's he's built NXT, so people just want to pop for him in that regard.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. It was just, there could have been if the point of this was to get Roman Reigns over, which it should have been, and I think that was their plan, this was not the way to do it. And there were probably many other ways you could have done it.
Yep.
Number 4. Bret Hart and Lex Luger. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
So this was 1994.
Correct.
And Hogan was gone, so there was really no problems with him politicking, trying to get back involved and stuff. Yokozuna was champion.
Yeah.
And Bret Hart and Lex Luger ended up in the final 4. They ended up simultaneously eliminating
each other.
HBK. Well, no, HBK, and then whoever the other guy was, I forgot who it was. I just remember HBK because he jumped over the guy.
Yeah.
They did like an Irish
cool
whip
spot,
into each other. It was a really cool spot. And then they ended up going over together, eliminating each other. And instead of doing like on Raw a number 1 contenders match,
having them fight for number 1 contender spot,
instead of making the main event WrestleMania a triple threat match with Bret Hart, Lex Luger, and Yokozuna, instead they put the onus on the champion.
Doesn't make any sense.
And had him fight one of the winners early in the Mania card and the other winner at the end of the Mania card.
To make things even more complicated, Bret Hart also wrestled earlier in the card against Owen Hart.
So why is it Lex Luger didn't win? Why?
Well, do I really have to answer that question?
No, you don't. Yeah, no, none of that makes any sense. I had another good point. Now I lost it. What the hell are you doing? You're spitting in Hilton's pee alley.
Got a beard hair in my tongue. I apologize.
Oh, man. But anyways, yeah. Oh, wait a second. Did they say what was the plan if Luger beat Yokozuna in that first match?
Then I think it would have been Bret versus
Luger.
Luger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, that would have been a better way to go, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, for somebody.
Well, Lex would have gotten his...
Yeah, he would have had
90-minute title reign.
He would have had a 90-minute title reign. That's right.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why they didn't go with it. They were like, well, we don't want Luger's name on this.
Maybe.
Then
why even put him in that position?
Even for 90 minutes, because that would have totally been the better match.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying Lex Luger is a vastly better wrestler than Yokozuna, but Lex Luger is a vastly better wrestler than Yokozuna. Because if I recall the finish to the main event at WrestleMania 10, it was like Yokozuna kind of falling off the second rope or something.
Yeah, and then Bret pinning him. Like he missed a second rope butt splash or whatever he did. Yeah.
Anyways, it was really bad. All that could have been avoided if the previous year Hulk Hogan hadn't interfered and said, brother.
Or actually politicked for the injustice to be righted and restarting the match, allowing Bret Hart to once again challenge Yokozuna.
Wasn't it backstage? He didn't want to like put over Bret Hart, and Vince felt that was necessary or something. Passing the torch. Number 3. Randy Orton last year.
Oh dear.
2017.
Oh dear.
So apparently, I don't know. Maybe Vince just didn't want people to crap all over Roman Reigns winning.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, and he even went so far as to have Orton eliminate Reigns last.
Yeah.
So Orton would get a face pop when he won the match.
Which he kind of did.
He definitely did.
Yeah. But, this was feeding into the Bray Wyatt WWE Championship run.
Yeah, which at that point was still kind of interesting, potentially, even though we all kind of knew the end result would be boring. Face champion Randall Orton.
Yeah, and that's what it ended up being, and it was bad.
And it led to one of the worst WrestleMania matches ever.
Yeah.
It was a turd.
It was a big turd. So, yeah, I mean, out of all the options that they had in 2017, they went with Randy Orton. So, it is what it is. There's not really much to say about that. It's Randy Orton.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So.
Just kind of dull in
and
general.
then, they didn't really, I don't know. They did some interesting stuff with it. But didn't he, come out and... That's right. Didn't he come out and forfeit his title opportunity? And then
he said, "I'm not gonna fight you, Bray."
And then
he burned down the house and said, "Ha!"
He said, "Yeah, I'm going to." Yeah. So maybe the forfeiture has to be in writing.
No, he had to fight. He had to regain that spot back.
Oh, he did.
He had
That's
those
right.
matches with Luke Harper and then AJ Styles and all that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he had to earn the spot back.
Well, good for him. Number 2. Roman. Look at that picture. Roman Reigns. Look at that. Oh my God, look at those faces. Look at Roman Reigns. And then look at The Rock is so confused. He's like, wait a second.
I'm hearing boos.
When I came out, they were cheering me wildly. Now that I'm touching Roman Reigns, they're booing me.
Yeah.
I need to run back to Hollywood. This is no good. And look at Roman Reigns. He's thinking to himself, I'm the guy. Look at me.
It's my yard now.
It's my yard now. Look at my yard. It's great. All these people in my yard booing the crap out of me.
I know.
Anyways.
Reigns entered at 19. And it was down. Well, Rusev was kind of like hanging out.
Again, they really never give him a challenge, huh?
No.
Number 19.
And then it was down to Reigns, I think Big Show and Kane. He eliminates them. They come back in the ring, start beating them up. The Rock runs out.
Rusev had never been eliminated.
Yes, he was
like,
hanging out. Yeah,
he was hanging out.
Just being smart about things.
Mm-hmm. Machka.
Rock runs in. Drops some people's elbows.
It's stark. It's so shocking. Like the crowd explodes when they hear Rock's music. He comes out looking like $1 million. I mean, come on, look at him right here. He looks great. Got that cool shirt on and everything. He comes out, Mr. Hollywood, looking $1 million. He drops people's elbows. I think a spine buster. Tosses them both from the ring.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns gets up as Rock leaves.
Oh, it's like dramatic.
Turned on just like that. The boos just shift immediately from cheers. Yay! Boo! And then Rusev gets in. Yay! And then gets eliminated. Boo!
And then The Rock comes in, raises Roman's arm, and the boos persist.
The boos just keep on coming. And The Rock is like,
what the heck is going on
he's
here?
like, what is this sound these
I'm
people
not
are
familiar
making?
with this sound I
don't
am
know
hearing.
what the sound is. I haven't heard. It sounds vaguely something like I heard 20 years ago. Anyways, Roman Reigns, he did go on. Oh, so after this, he went on and played tug of war with Brock Lesnar
over the WWE title. Thankfully, we were spared from a Roman Reigns title win there by Seth Rollins.
Yes,
when he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, won the title for himself in one of my favorite live WWE event moments of all time.
Yep.
If not my favorite.
Yeah. So of course now we have, the maybe coronation of Roman Reigns at the Greatest Rumble. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
It happened yesterday. Reigns is gonna win, but it's not a shoo-in.
It happened yesterday, but we're filming this before then.
Yeah.
So anyways,
we don't know.
You want to know who the worst? The worst. Yeah. It's Vince McMahon, number one.
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
So the final two in this Rumble were Vince and Stone Cold. The Rock comes out, distracts Stone Cold.
Okay, hold on a second.
What?
Let's go broad overview.
Well, it's in the midst of the Stone Cold Mr. McMahon feud.
This is...
In fact, that should say Mr. McMahon, not Vince McMahon.
Sorry. January 1999. This is in the thick of the best days of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
1999.
This is only 2 months after Survivor Series 98, Deadly Games, the greatest pay-per-view in wrestling history.
The greatest moment in the greatest months in pro wrestling were at this time.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble 99. WWE's never been hotter.
Yeah.
Right? You got the Royal Rumble, all that amazing talent in there. Comes down to Stone Cold, Vince McMahon, who's going to get a shot at The Rock's WWF Championship. Obviously, it was going to be Stone Cold, and what better way for this to happen would be for him to eliminate a sweater-wearing, slacks, business casual Vince McMahon in the Royal Rumble. And The Rock comes down, starts distracting Stone Cold Steve Austin, which leads to Vince McMahon tossing Stone Cold Steve Austin. A little bit of help from The Rock over the top rope. Vince McMahon wins the Royal Rumble. We have all this talent in the roster. Any number of people
here. I'll lift
could have been his proxy.
Some other names: Edge, Dan Severn.
This is the year Dan Severn threatened to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I think so. Kane, Triple H, Mark Henry, Jeff Jarrett.
Ain't I great?
Owen Hart.
Whoa,
Chyna.
Oh, and Chyna was in it. Oh man, she came in at number 30.
Yep.
Oh man.
Instead, Vince won. And then the next night on Raw, I believe, he said, I'm not going to face The Rock at Mania.
I'm forfeiting my title shot.
And then Raw GM, HBK,
Shawn
Michaels comes out and says, well, if that's the case, the runner-up gets the spot. Austin gets the spot. Wouldn't Vince know that as his company?
Wouldn't Vince be able to change that rule on the spot?
Yeah.
It's his company.
I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
No sense whatsoever. Were they publicly traded at the time?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Why would that matter?
Board of directors?
Well, I don't know if they have any overview over like rules and
Creative
such.
control?
No.
They don't have the Hogan creative
I think
control?
that's their purview.
Yeah, maybe not. Anyways.
Oversight. That's what I was
Oversight.
looking for.
Purview.
Purview.
No, it's
came
not
up with
their
that.
jurisdiction.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, so the whole thing was for naught. I mean, why didn't Vince McMahon say, fine, I will fight? You know?
Yeah.
Did he submit his forfeiture in writing? Is the question.
Good point.
And they just gave it back to Austin. Austin, to his credit, then said, I don't even want this. I just want my hands on McMahon. So in February, they did the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Steel cage match.
Yeah, and that's where the Big Show debuted, threw Austin out of the steel cage, immediately making kind of a blunder, because Austin won the damn thing at that point. Mm-hmm. So I like that. Big Show shows up and immediately does exactly probably what he wasn't supposed to do.
I know.
Like kayfabe, if you think about that, don't do anything. Don't throw him out of the cage.
Don't do anything that will cause Austin to win the match.
I need to leave the cage first. Just beat him up. Keep him in the cage while I leave. You got it, boss. And he comes in, throws him out.
Well.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, Vince McMahon, come on. You have all that talent. You have amazing talent. You can't use a proxy. You can't just get involved some other way. You can't pull like another faux Montreal screw job again.
Yeah.
Any number of things. Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble in 1999, and it was a big fat poop stain on the Royal Rumble event.
Yeah.
But, that was 1999. This is 2018, and we've got a new greatest Royal Rumble winner, and that person is... Oh, the audio cut out, so what we said didn't come in.
Sorry about that, everybody. We'll find the issue and fix it for future episodes of Count Out.
There you go. Anyways, that's it for the show.
That's it.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Who are your worst Rumble winners?
Yes, please.
Let us know. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.